As sentient beings, it comes as no surprise that emotions impact almost every aspect of our lives. In particular, emotions play an enormous part in the purchasing decision. But why? In this short video, we will show you how one man's childhood experience has developed into a passion and analyze how his emotions influence the purchase of his car. Moreover, we will examine how marketers tap into the emotional aspect of purchasing to manipulate consumers into buying their products.
I've always been fascinated by cars and I've always loved cars, and growing up as a young kid it was all about American and Australian muscle cars, big V8s. Then in the late 80s, when I was 7 or 8 years old, I really started to pay attention to the Japanese sports cars. They were new, they were exotic, they were full of high-tech stuff, they were great. And in 1989, Nissan unleashed a car on the world that was unlike anything else, the GTR Skyline. And this car was a 300 horsepower, twin-turbo, all-wheel drive beast. It was just unreal. Then Freddie Gibson got a hold of it for the Australian Touring Car Championship, and it came into a league of its own. It was absolutely untouchable. And this car dominated at Bathurst, winning multiple years. It took out the championship overall multiple years in a row. The thing was so dominant that in 1993, they actually changed the rules for the ATCC, effectively banning the Skyline from competition.
Andrew's initial positive exposure to cars is important for two reasons. First, because it primes him to associate feelings of happiness and excitement with cars, in particular the Skyline, and second, it introduces the idea that personal attainment of the Skyline will maximize those sensations.
When it came time for me to buy a car, I was sold, hook, line and sinker. It had to be a Skyline. If it wasn't a Skyline, it was going to be something similar, another Japanese sports car at least. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a practical car to own. It's loud, it's cramped, it's noisy, it's stiff, it's expensive to run. It's not a good car for day-to-day use, but there's more to a car than how practical it is. It's about how it looks, how it performs, how it makes you feel. Like, this car just brings me huge amounts of joy when I drive it. And at the end of the day, that's why I bought this car.
Even though Andrew recognized the impracticalities of the Skyline, his strong emotional attachment to the car allowed him to disregard its shortcomings. To Andrew, the Skyline symbolized freedom, superiority, and coolness, the ultimate sports car, and he had to have it. His decision to buy that car over a more practical car correlates with research that shows that purchases made which satisfy our promotional needs often result in significant increases in happiness compared to purchases made that satisfy conventional needs. Andrew needed a car that could get him from place to place, and the Skyline met that need plus so much more. Marketers can take advantage of this pattern by portraying their products as the gateway to the consumer's ideal persona. By focusing on what the product means to the consumer, marketers can craft advertisements that illustrate their product as necessary to the consumer's desired image. When the potential buyer sees the ad, it will trigger the same positive emotions that originally appealed to him or her, creating the urge to buy. From there, it is a matter of the marketer sealing the deal and showing that not only does the product satisfy hedonic desires, but also the minimum necessary utility. While the emotional attachment to an object is organic, the actual purchase of it boils down to how well marketers can tap into its origins and show that only by purchasing their product can that happiness be recreated.
Shit, they say the best things in life are free. The good life, it feel like Atlanta, it feel like LA, it feel like Miami, it feel like NY, summertime shy.
Now throw your hands up in the sky.
So I rode the good, y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood, Ferrari. If she got the goods and she got that ass, I got to look sorry. Yo, it's got to be cause I'm seasoned, haters give me them salty looks, Larry.